Philosophy is not about repeating what famous people say. It is about learning how to think clearly and honestly. When we study well-known figures like Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti, it is easy to get impressed by their words and treat them as authorities. But a real philosophy student has to do the opposite. Question them, examine them, and apply the same standards to them that we apply to everyone else. One important idea here is moral consistency. If we believe in certain moral values, like honesty, self-control, fidelity, or discipline, then those values should apply to everyone equally. We cannot say that these rules matter for ordinary people, but not for famous thinkers. That would make morality meaningless. So when thinkers like Osho or Krishnamurti speak about freedom, relationships, or detachment, it is reasonable to look at how they actually lived their lives. Both figures, in different ways, were associated with controversial personal choices and relationships, what some might call escapades. Osho openly spoke about sexual freedom and rejected traditional restraints, while Krishnamurti, who spoke about deep psychological clarity and detachment, was involved in a long, secret extramarital relationship, which surprised many who saw him as a figure of strict integrity. These aspects of their lives are not just gossip. They matter because they may connect directly to what they were teaching. This brings us to an uncomfortable but important point. A person's lifestyle can influence their thinking. If someone strongly indulges in certain behaviors, whether sexual, material, or emotional, that experience can shape how they see the world. Their conclusions might not be completely neutral or universally valid. They may reflect personal preferences, biases, or justifications. That does not automatically mean their ideas are wrong, but it does mean we should examine them more carefully, not less. For example, if a thinker promotes liberation in a way that aligns closely with their own indulgences, we should ask, is this a universal truth or a personal justification? Does this idea hold up under different moral frameworks? Would this advice work for everyone or only in specific contexts? These are philosophical questions, not personal attacks. The goal is not to criticize individuals, but to understand whether their ideas are reliable. This is where critical thinking becomes more important than admiration. Many people fall into the habit of quoting thinkers like Osho or Krishnamurti as if their words are final truths. But that is not philosophy. That is imitation. A philosophy student must resist this tendency. Just because someone speaks beautifully or sounds profound does not mean they are always right. At the same time, questioning such figures requires courage, but not the kind of courage that attacks or mocks others. It is the quieter, more difficult courage of thinking independently. It means being willing to say, this idea sounds good, but I'm not fully convinced, or this teaching might be influenced by the person's own life choices. It also means being ready to question your own beliefs, not just those of others. Without this courage, philosophy turns into mere repetition. People start echoing ideas without understanding them, defending thinkers without examining them, and confusing admiration with insight. In that sense, they are not really thinking, they are just parroting. In the end, studying thinkers like Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti can be valuable, but only if done properly. Their ideas should not be accepted blindly, nor rejected outright. Instead, they should be tested against logic, against moral consistency, and against real-life experience. Their personal lives, including their controversies and indulgences, should not be ignored, because they may reveal important influences on their thinking. True philosophy begins when we stop looking for people to follow and start learning how to think for ourselves.